Hi. Let's take just a moment for some of our friends to jump on here. I wanted to come on live for a moment to just dial in with you around this month of July, and what that means to me as the founder and the holder of our container here at Magnolia. I wanted to share a few things that are really important for us and for you. And just again, I wanted to, for myself and for you, remember my why. Why am I here? Why am I here with you? Why am I here for holding a specific container for us, for you, to be able to be held in? And how, with all of the work I've done in my life, which I've been really feeling so much lately, like going all the way through a master's degree in psychology and being licensed and working in halfway houses and working in trauma centers and working with chronic psychosis so that I could deepen my nervous system to be able to hold so much more. And then studying with Donnie Epstein, who is an incredible man and master of energy and energy fields, and working with the nervous system and how our nervous system could actually hold more energy and grow and expand its capacity and coherence, and to study with him at the highest level. So that's in me, that's in the bigness of my nervous system. And studying with Kali Ray, to me, the epitome of yogini, to study with someone with such attention to detail and such refinement in her ways. All of these things have grown me. And all of these are the ways that I've done my work, and I'm still doing my deep work in the world. And I've been really, really deepening within myself lately the places where I can even hold more sensation in my body, more energy in my body, and really studying how to truly transform through creating cellular change in the body. And that may come from change within ourselves, but is likely more impactful when those changes come from energy that is outside of ourselves, that we can bring into ourselves to impact our body and change us on a cellular level. So those are some things that I've been sitting with and being with and deepening with during this time of COVID. And here I am in San Francisco, Magnolia, our baby. And one of the things I wanted to mention today is that our baby, Magnolia, was born on July 15th, 2007 is actually when I signed the lease and took over that space in the marina of San Francisco and Cow Hollow, and grew with you into a doctor, into a healer, into somebody who's incredibly intuitive, into someone who's incredibly sensitive, into somebody that can hold so much, because I was able to be with so much. And I remember the first time I was doing new patient exams, and I was observing actually in Peter Fisk's office, who's an incredible network doctor and was in San Francisco, and I worked with him at the beginning of when I graduated from chiropractic college. And I would get totally eaten alive energetically during these new patient exams, because people would come with so much stored trauma and stored challenge in their body and share it. And if it was stuff that I haven't actually seen or metabolized in my own life, I would get just pummeled energetically. You know, women coming in with family members murdered, women coming in that were raped repeatedly, men coming in that were raped repeatedly, violated, betrayed, neglected, injured, insulted, degraded to the deepest of layers. My nervous system has grown in its capacity to be able to hold so much. And so that's one thing I'm super grateful for right now, is that I chose to go on this journey of depth. I chose to go on this journey of experiencing like everything that humanity has to offer. Like really, that was what somehow I was born, and that's what I chose, was to go to the deepest level possible in each individual, so that we can all know our deepest knowing, so that our deepest selves, our deepest truths can be known to us on an individual and a collective level. So I know that's like one of my hungers, is to just gnaw in there through all of the resistance until there is flow. And so all of you that know me know, like, that is my mission, is to gnaw through resistance until there is this beautiful flow that is the gift of the work that you do, and the work I do, the work we do. And so there's a few things I want to just say. When I came to Magnolia today, my heart was feeling really shattered and really broken into many pieces. Not broken in the sense of like I'm victimized, but broken in the sense of, whoa, there was a lot of wholeness in my heart that was being held, and that wholeness is now shattered into many different pieces. And those are things that we must learn to hold so that we can metabolize and strengthen. And since COVID, I've been coming here every Tuesday to be with you. And each day I'm driving over the Golden Gate Bridge, and I just feel this, my heart is this deep sadness. And I haven't really fully digested exactly what it is, but it's big and it's there. And every day. And then today I walked in and it hit me as I opened up the doors of Denise Benson, who has been this incredible trauma therapist, working with people on just places that I was always afraid to go. And she just went, and she was able to go with people into those dark, dark containers that she holds for deep trauma. And Kelly Hahn, Dr. Kelly Hahn, a naturopathic doctor who works with women and hormones and is just stellar in her field. And I was able to share this space with them. And Vanessa, for the past, I guess, like 9 or more years, doing somatic work with me here in this space. And then all of the other, Randy Kofsky, oh, I love you, you know, doing body work and massage here for like another, like probably 8 or 9 years. And, you know, I could just go on and on. Dr. Chris and Dr. Gianna and Dr. Shay and Dr. Diana. I know I'm missing some really important people that I love, but our space has held so many doctors that have like learned from us here. Dr. Zainab and Dr. Sura and Dr. Shea and many that have done their preceptorship from chiropractic school through Magnolia. We've just held so many students in our time. We've held so many doctors as they went from student to doctor. So much has happened here. And today when I walked in, Denise and Kelly and basically Vanessa and everyone have moved out of the space because COVID isn't friendly to them doing their businesses right now. And my office in Marin, the acupuncturist moved out, Dawn, and the esthetician, Carrie, moved out. The physical therapist, Carolyn, had moved out. And like all the doors, all the rooms that were once so full and vibrant are now empty. And I just sat there in the frequency of that emptiness this morning. And then after the shift today, I just cried my eyes out. Not because I'm like victimized by it, but because it has broken me so that I can feel deeper life. Because it's so easy to numb out and just say, it's okay, it's, coronavirus, it's a pandemic, it's this, it's that, and rationalize why I'm feeling a certain way so that I can just numb it and not totally feel it. And this is a time for us to really feel and to notice how easy it is to numb out, how easy it is to distract ourselves with like food or alcohol or social media or, all the ways, shopping, all the ways that we distract ourselves so that we don't have to feel the discomfort that comes with being embodied. And so July 15th is going to be our 13-year anniversary. All the rooms are empty, but I'm holding the space for us. And we were full today, and we will be full again in many ways. And what I'm requesting right now is I have a few projects going on. What I'd really love from you, I feel so vulnerable around it. What I'd really love from you is if you've walked through the doors at Magnolia and you received something from working with me personally that changed your life, could you please send a video or write something up for me? Because two things. One, I would love to share it with our community so that we can remember why we're here together. We can remember how we're all wrapped up in one container, one Magnolia container, and that we all contribute to the vitality and health and well-being of this container. And when we see each other's stories, it reminds us of ourselves and it reminds us of where we started and what we went through to get to the other side. And so I would love to read those stories as my birthday present. Also, I'm trying to finish this book and I'm really close, and I'd love to have your stories actually part of it. And so your stories could both inspire me in more that I'm going to be adding to the book. And also if you want your story to be part of the book, that's possible too. So I would love that from you. That's what I'm requesting from you for Magnolia's birthday, for my birthday of being the holder of this container that is now empty presence. And I would love that, really. That's my request of you, if you could please. And then likely I'm going to create like a Zoom on that day where we can come together and just share some stories and share some experiences and share some silliness on there as well. I miss our talent shows and our adventures we've done together over the years. So hopefully we can bring that virtual. And speaking of virtual, I have a few virtual events that I want to invite you to, because this is a way that we can bring what is Magnolia together when we can't really be in person as much, because what Magnolia is not really the place. Because right now the place is completely empty, yet we are still pulsing with like the river that pulses through all of us because of our entanglement with each other, and because of the ways that my energy field holds you to come in and feel safe and open. So there's a few things that are coming up. July 15th is our birthday, and we're gonna have a Zoom, and I'll send that in the comments below when that's gonna happen. My book, please, 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 the book is to serve the deepest truth in each of you, and to serve my deepest truth in my own journey and my own healing and my work. And so your inspiration will really help me a lot, and your stories, you help me more than you know, and support the energy to flow more than you know. So I request that of you. I'm going to be doing a trauma workshop, and it's about generational trauma, which is how trauma is passed down in our epigenetic field from our bloodlines. The thoughts, the feelings, the experiences that your mother had while you were in the womb space actually set up your brain chemistry for a certain life. And then you act out that certain life unless you can pattern interrupt it and change it. It's powerful work. And right now, with what's going on in the world, with the pandemic, with economic change, with political polarity, like at the highest level, with the illumination of we better freaking do something about this race problem. I didn't really love that word, although it is, but it's the unconsciousness. I'm gonna just scratch that, and like the unconsciousness around understanding each other's place and identity and space when it comes to race, and to go from being like this independence to interdependence with one another, and to learn about each other and understand one another, to see how we are all part of one whole tapestry together. And then, you know, there's just so much that's being illuminated right now in this time where we're pausing and there's stillness, and now we've been still enough that what's coming up is like all these things that need to change that I just mentioned, you know, in addition to like sex trafficking. Like, when are we going to wake up and speak up and not be passive anymore when we know this is happening below our noses? So there's so much right now, so much uprising of energy, and we need to have a nervous system that is big enough to hold the capacity that is needed right now, because this isn't the time right now where we frazzle and we fizzle out and we go unconscious or we go numb because we can't take it, because we can't hold it. This is the time right now where we learn to hold more capacity so that we can hold one another through this sea change that's happening right now, from dependence to independence to interdependence, where we are right now. And I see us at Magnolia as leaders in this movement because we've been working on embodiment together at the deepest level for years. This is what's needed right now, is this deep embodiment. So sign up for that, please. It's going to be July 19th. It's a Sunday from 11 until 1:30. It's 2.5 hours. Sign up quickly though, because I am limiting it so that we can be intimate and get a lot out of it. It's not going to be a heady workshop. It's going to be all about energy and embodiment. I'm going to help you learn some breathing exercises and tools to remove blocked energy so that you have more energy flow moving through your system, more capacity to really call in what you desire versus living what life has required, what you've become compliant to. And then I have one more very special offering, and this is for the women of Magnolia and your sisters and mothers, and anyone that identifies as woman. This program is called Ravenous, and it's all about being able to hold the feminine, being able to hold the uncomfortable, hold the many sensations that you have from moment to moment in your body, to really hold more sensation, to really deepen into your own knowing, that to really to be with the ravenous appetite we have to know ourselves, to know our soul's mission. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be very sensuous. We're going to be really learning how to use all of our senses to embody and engage the feminine. It's going to be sexy. It's going to be erotic in a sense that we're finding our primal erotic energy that's been turned off and shut down by a culture that favors masculine ways, which are more linear and more direct and less emotional, less wild, more predictable, more independent. And we're going to explore being interdependent, being more in a flow, being able to hold more energy, and using our gift of emotionality and circular movement and circular flow to just let go of the software that we have running from our mind that runs us and checks us out in the place we go to when we numb, so that we can like literally rapture our deepest truth, our deepest knowing of ourselves. There's going to be 6 frequencies that we're going to hold in Ravenous. And every other week, we're going to have a coaching call. So we're going to get right on it. We're going to get right to it. We're going to have a coaching call, and we're going to go right to the meat of everything. And if I notice anybody going in their head and telling stories, I'm going to jump right in and say, I want to make the best use of our time together, and let's just go right to the meat of what's going on. And so I'm going to take that risk and hold the container with incredible integrity for the ravenous nature that we have as feminine, to know our deepest selves and no longer put our feminine out there on sale in a masculine way for gain, or push her down and hide her and put her in boxes because it overwhelms the circuitry of your own masculine, or overwhelms the circuitry of the masculine in your life. And we'll learn how to be honest and true, to be in service to the feminine in ways that put the masculine at ease, in ways that you can actually begin to trust that the masculine can hold all of that wild, because that's what we want. That's what we're ravenous for, is to allow all of our wild to come out and that we can trust it. We can entrust it in the masculine. And that is to not make either wrong. It's just that our culture is based on masculine principles, because masculine principles literally allow civil society to function. So we need it. It's practical. It's the structure. It's a platform. But when we identify with it and become compliant with it as our feminine, then we lose our true self. And we lose the magic that's available for ourselves and our relationships and our desires and our dreams. And we become in service to the masculine, when really the masculine wants to be in service to the feminine. And so we'll learn to play with all of that, and in very embodied ways, and with a very tight knit sisterhood where we really hold each other. So those are my announcements, and I'd love to, talk to you more if you're interested in anything. The easiest thing for you to do, first step, is to share with me what got you into Magnolia, and what has been like a defining moment for you, and like kind of like a where you started and where you got to and how you got there story. And then sign up for the Releasing Trauma in the Body workshop. You will be so impressed with what I'm bringing forth in that. And step 3 is, if you are a woman and you are interested in Ravenous and being coached by me in the feminine, then message me immediately and I'll get you what you need to register for that. Okay, I love you, I bless you, and I will see you on the table soon, or virtually. I'm also doing some really cool virtual sessions, energy healing sessions, and I've been giving them to just chosen ones that will give me honest feedback, and they've been going so well that I'm going to open up to the public as well. So that's on its way. I love you.